So yeah, I just started it, and we're going to work on creating the servers using Hyper-V technology. As I said in the yesterday's demo session that SharePoint administration is not just about the SharePoint. Okay, you should also be understanding how to configure our networking, how to configure, how to look into domain controller server,
Mm.
DNS server, and
Mm.
SMTP server that is used for configuring our incoming and outgoing emails for SharePoint. Okay, so
Okay.
in today's session, we'll be mostly working on the networking components which are required for us to create SharePoint servers.
Okay.
So what are the things that we are going to work on is, so first and foremost thing is like we are working with um network, sorry, we call it as a virtual switch, because we are working with virtualization. Everything will be virtual. Okay, you can create
Okay.
you can create as many virtual servers as you can see now. I actually, this is the Hyper-V console I'm showing you. Let me shut down these servers. We do not need this right now because we're going to create a brand new servers now. Okay, let me stop that, and in the meanwhile we'll go through the theory part, like what we are going to work on today's session. So the first thing is we'll be creating virtual switch, and then we'll be working with virtual adapters. Sorry, first is not virtual switch, it's virtual adapter. Adapters are nothing but the that's a medium between your physical machine and your router. Your Wi-Fi router is there, right? So that those are called as adapters. Okay, one second. Okay, so why do we need these adapters? Or I'll tell you. So any given physical machine, for example, you take your machine, your laptop, you'll be having two physical NIC cards. You know what is NIC card?
No.
Yeah, physical NIC cards are nothing but they are called as network interface cards, NIC. Network.
Hi, you there?
Hey, hi, Sumit.
Hi, I'm so sorry I'm late. Because there was no current, so I'm on mobile Wi-Fi now.
Okay, no problem. You are able to see my screen, right? Are you?
Yeah, I'm able to see. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll keep you guys on the mute, okay? Because the sessions are getting recorded now. So in case if you have any kind of questions or queries that we are talking about in between, you can unmute yourself, and then you can ask the question and mute yourself again, okay? So that the recording will be smooth without any disturbances, and then we can I'll be sharing you this particular video right after we finish off each and every module that we are doing. Fine. So are you okay with that, Shweta?
Yeah. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, you can mute yourself also, no problem. But I'll mute you all at once. Okay. So fine. So we're talking about the first and foremost important thing that we're going to work on is, most probably we are working on the Hyper-V technology, which is the technology that will be used for creating virtual machines. So we are going to work on two virtual machines basically. One is the domain controller server and the application server. So application server will host our SharePoint 2013 and SQL Server 2012 with Service Pack 1. Okay, and the domain controller server will be hosting our Active Directory domain services and DNS server and our SMTP server. Okay, these will be hosted on the domain controller server. Fine. So in order to understand how to build a virtual machine from the scratch, first things you need to understand what is virtual adapters and virtual switches. Yeah, we will be working on these two things. Okay, switches. Okay, so as you know that every physical laptop, I mean every physical machine, it can be a PC, or we are more concerned about the laptops because we might be working on most of the time we'll be working on the laptops. So laptops will come with two physical NIC cards. So NIC cards is nothing but network interface cards. So these two physical NIC cards will be uh, having two physical MAC addresses, machine addresses. We call it as machine addresses. So we're not concerned about this because these two physical NIC cards are nothing but one is your Ethernet adapter, physical Ethernet adapter, and the second one is your Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, I'll show you the pictures how they look like. I'll show you that. Just give me a second. So if you say Ethernet, if you see the images, you'll be seeing that. So probably for laptops, you'll be seeing this kind of Ethernet adapter. We call that as Ethernet. And Wi-Fi adapter will be different. Wi-Fi adapters, it can be built in for laptops, or if you want to put external Wi-Fi adapters, the best example is the dongle that you use. That's a adapter that you can use. You can convert your USB port that you have. You can convert that into a Wi-Fi adapter. So Wi-Fi adapter in, let's say, in laptops. Okay, I'm just giving it would be a small component, a chip kind of component, which would be in your laptops. It will be very, very small, and this will actually send out the signals or receive the signals from the Wi-Fi router that is actually sending the request. Okay, so it is part of your laptops. So these are the two physical NIC cards that you will be seeing. Okay, but we are not more interested on looking at these adapters, because since we are going to work on the Hyper-V virtualization technology, we're going to work on, most of the time we'll be working on the virtualization. So in order to do that, every server, like for example, I told you the operating system yesterday, that Windows 10 Pro. I have Windows 10 Pro. My Windows server is Windows 10 Pro here. I'll just show you that. So if you just right click here, I'll go to the properties and see the thing. You have Windows 10 Pro. So under Windows 10 Pro, you need to go to the appwiz.cpl. So this is the place where you are going to turn on your Windows features on or off. So on the left hand side, you have this Windows features on or off. So this will give you the picture of whatever the components that Windows can actually locally you can configure. So we are more interested on the Hyper-V. So I have already configured that Hyper-V here. You need to make sure that you check all the checkboxes with regards to the Hyper-V. So just maximize, expand the tree, make sure that all are been checked in here. Okay, so what are these things are? One is the Windows Hyper-V management tools and Hyper-V platform. Hyper-V platform is nothing but there will be an hypervisor service running in the services.svc. Okay, you need to make sure that these are being enabled. Once you enable, you need to reboot your machine. After rebooting your machine, you would be getting a Hyper-V manager like this. Hyper-V manager. So the same thing I just opened up here. Okay, initially this would be blank, nothing would be there. I have built these servers. Okay, so let me shut down this as well, in order to not this would not lead into confusion. Just to not lead this into confusion, I'm just shutting these servers down here. So we're going to create from the scratch. So first and foremost thing, as I said, like you need to know what are the adapters. I showed you what are the physical adapters that are available for us in the market, like for the laptops. Now we'll be working mostly on the virtual adapters. So in order to use the virtual adapters, right click on the start button here and go to the computer management. Okay, in the computer management, we
Zero. 1 second.
yes, go ahead.
Can we install Hyper?
Okay, so here we have something called as device manager here. So you need to click on the device manager and go to the adapter network adapters, and you see that there are many of the adapters that I created. But for this particular session, I'm going to create one more, a new adapter. So you need to right click on the root here and say add legacy hardware. Okay, and you'll get a small kind of a add hardware wizard. So you need to follow the instructions what I'm going to select here. So click on next and select the second radio button, that is install the hardware that I manually select from a list, and go ahead and select your network adapter here, network adapters. Select that and go ahead next. And this will retrieve all the network adapters related thing, okay, on your system. Then got to scroll down a little bit and select your Microsoft here. So under Microsoft, in the models, you can select your respective adapter that you need. So that would be your Hyper-V Not. It's a test loopback adapter. Microsoft KM test loopback adapter. You can select any one of them, but I'm more comfortable using this particular loopback adapter. Okay, KM test loopback adapter. Select that. Click on the next, and this will install our new virtual adapter. So in the meantime, you can go back to your network adapters settings, ncpa.cpl, and this will give you the list of the adapters that you have. So click on next, and you will see a new network adapter getting created here. Okay, you see that. So this is a new network adapter that shows up here. It's identifying. Yeah, finish. And just right click on it and go to the properties and see what is the number. Yeah, it's 7. So what you can do is you need to assign an IP address to this initially. So I'm going to assign an IP address. Just double click on that and you'll get to this particular status, Ethernet status, and uncheck this Internet Protocol version 6. We are not using IPv6. We're going to use only IPv4. Double click on the IPv4 again and go ahead and say use the following IP address. We are going to specify a static IP address. So let's say 192.168, let's say 12.10, or you can just specify any kind of. So let's say 153 dot, you can put any IP addresses within the range of 255.255.255.0, something like that. Okay, and yeah, 10.1. I'm just setting up any static IP address. You can set that up here. So select that, and the subnet mask will be the same. We're not going to change that. By default, it would be the same subnet mask for all the applications here. So that's it. So click on OK, and we have assigned an IP address. Okay, and for a moment, we'll just take a note of it. Okay, so that we don't forget that. So let me go ahead and select this thing here. So let's say yeah, we'll create admin session. Today's date is 23rd 1/17. Okay, and host machine, sorry, host machine IP address. So this would be 192.153.10.1. Okay, so that would be our host machine IP address. Fine. So we have successfully created a virtual adapter, and we have assigned an IP address to that. Okay, so we can close this. Now you need to come back to your virtual machine. This is Hyper-V console. This is a Hyper-V console. Now we are going to create 2 virtual machines. Okay, one would be, as I said, like in the theory part, I said domain controller server and application server. Okay, now we're going to host that. So in order to create a virtual machine, first and foremost thing, you need to make sure that you should be in a position to properly manage your memory. So that's the reason I switched off all the virtual machines here. Since I have only 8 GB of RAM, I should intelligently work on the resources that are available for me. Okay, so let me show you one thing. So let's go ahead and create a new virtual machine. Okay, but before that, you need to create a virtual switch. As I said, like virtual adapter we have created. This is done. Okay, so you can just say it as hello, keep it in hello. And then next, the thing is you need to work on virtual switches. So in order to work on the virtual switch, you need to create a virtual switch right from your Hyper-V manager. Okay, let's go ahead and say virtual switch manager. So already I have few of them, but I'm going to create a new virtual switch here again. So this time it would be, I'm selecting the external virtual switch, create virtual switch here, and give a name here. So internal virtual switch, and let's go ahead and create our domain name as let's say, let's put MRF. Okay, or MRF. Our fictional company, our fictional domain name, our fictional organization that we are going to work on would be MRF. Okay, .com. That's the domain, and the company is MRF. Okay, so the whole through our whole version of our admin sessions, we'll be working on this fictional company MRF. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. And here in the Ethernet external network, when you're saying internal virtual switch, you need to make sure that you are using the loopback adapter that we just created, and we have assigned the IP address to that. Say apply, and it says that it will disrupt the network connectivity. No problem. Within few minutes, you'll get that thing enabled here. It will take some time to build this. Finish. So it's completely configured. So come back again to the network settings on your host machine, and you would see a new thing configured here. So yeah, virtual Ethernet, internal virtual switch, MRF. Okay, now the IP address to this would be the same thing that we have configured, 192.153.10.1. Okay, so we have successfully created our virtual switch. Even virtual switch is also done. So we can just minimize, pin it up, and now we're going to work on creating our first virtual machine, that is domain controller server. So let's go ahead and create that real quick. It's very easy. Click on new virtual machine, and let's give a name to this as internal, sorry, not internal. The name of this server would be DCSRV MRF. Okay.
Thiru, can we use online servers?
Online servers can be used, but again, that you have to use Azure Web Services. As I said in the yesterday's demo session, I'll show you that. Hold on. So I have a account on. I'll show you that. Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com.
You're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me.
The thing is, this will be for all the versions, right? 2010. Then
Yes.
what?
Everything would be the same. The creation of the servers would be the same, irrespective of whichever version of SharePoint that you are creating. It would be the same. Okay. So I'll show you that. Ask me what's the concern that you have.
For this Azure thing, is it paid
Yeah,
or
it's paid. It's actually a paid one, but you'll get a trial version of 30 days. But I think that would not be enough for us to work on a full-fledged servers. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have a full-fledged paid licenses through which you can create your virtual machines. So it's very similar. Go to the virtual machines here and say new, create new, and this will give you a lot of options to create the servers. So here, the other best thing is when you're creating your virtual servers, you can select what kind of, if you want to create a SQL server within it, you can create, or if you want to create SharePoint within it, you can create SharePoint 2016 or 2013 trial. So this will give you the complete idea like what it does. Okay, this is the complete description of what the server would look like. Okay, but we will not be doing this on the cloud for sure. Okay, because it's not feasible for us to do until or unless we have a complete you can't actually work as a lab environment on the Azure, because everything is accountable on when you're using a cloud here. Okay, so that's the reason we do not go with cloud as of now. Fine. Okay, so I'm going to create a new server, domain controller server. So select the location here, and I have already created a virtual machines folder here. And let me go ahead and say MRF servers. Okay, and create a new domain here, new folder DC SRV. This is a domain controller server. So select next. The generation 1. I'm not going to set up any memory right now. Let's put the default values over here. Okay, that's it. I'm going to select 1024 GB, that is 1 TB of data I can create virtually. You can create virtual memory of around 64 TB, maximum of 64 TB. Okay, so go ahead. This is all virtual space. It has nothing to do with your physical thing, so everything is virtual. So now I need to select my ISO image file of my Windows Server 2012 R2, because your DC server will be created on this particular server, Microsoft Server 2012. Select that and say finish. So we have started creating the console for domain controller server MRF. So now let's go ahead and select the settings of this particular server. Okay, let me go to settings and let me change the memory here. Let me put the RAM as the startup memory as 1024, but I'm going to change it to dynamic. So dynamic is nothing but whatever the amount of memory that it needs, it will take only that much. So you'll have a boundaries, the upper limit, the lower limit, and the upper limit. So it will be consuming the resources of your memory within your boundaries. So these boundaries, this is nothing but we call it as a dynamic memory. So the boundaries would be, the lower limit would be 1024 MB and the upper limit would be 2000 MB. Okay, that's the 2 GB of RAM you're consuming here. So see, okay, now we need to check the processor. I was talking about this yesterday in the demo session, right? So the processor, I have the host machine is having Core i5. I'm going to set 4 virtual processors to it. And then coming to the network adapters, already we have created a virtual adapter, right? Internal virtual adapter for MRF. And we are going to use the existing external virtual switch for this. So first and foremost thing, internal virtual switch that I have created. So say apply and click on the add hardware part, click on network adapter, and here you need to select your external virtual switch. That's it. So all the settings that are required to control your server are being completely set here, configured. So all that we need to do now is start the server and click on the connect. And this is very similar to the normal basic operating system installation. It will load all the values. from the server, and it will show you up here. I hope you are getting. Sumit, are you getting this?
Thiru, we should know about servers also, installing all these things.
No, you should see, this is all added advantage for you. Okay, you as a SharePoint administrator, there is no necessity for you to know all these things. But
Okay.
if you know, it will be a good, it will be an added advantage for you. You can just put the same things on your resume also. It will add up value for you. Okay, click on next. Click on install. So select your server with the GUI. Okay, select it. Select next. I accept the license terms here. Select next, and the default custom Windows installation you need to do here. Say select next, and this way you're installing your servers. Okay, the same procedure what you have done for your domain controller server, it will be the same for your application server also. So let's go ahead and do that as well real quick. So you're having another chance to look at what I'm doing right now. Okay, let's go ahead and say select new virtual machine and give a name, app srv rf. Select store your virtual machines here, same under VMs. Once we are done with this, then we can solely concentrate on the SharePoint part. Okay, so domain controller server, and this is application server. Select your application server. That's it. Select next, next, and I will discuss about this networking things again. And let's put it as 2048 GB, that is 2 TB. Install it. Select your ISO image file, the same image file that you have selected. Finish. See, isn't it easy for you to create a virtual machine? It's very easy. Okay, now
But I can't install now.
yeah, you need to have a environment, as I said, like the operating system 8.1 Pro. If you have, then you can install all these things. I'll help you out in later. Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that. Application server, go to settings of it and make some changes here. Oh, the virtual processor will be 4 core processor, and the memory we need to select 1024 as a minimum and 3000 MB as a maximum. And the same thing, network adapters, you're going to select your internal virtual switch MRF, say apply, and go ahead and select add hardware. Go and select your external virtual switch. That's it. So we are done with the settings for your application server as well. So you can start this, and in the meantime, let's go ahead and 1 second. Yeah, it's going on 27%. So the same process. So let's finish first the domain controller server installation, then we can go with that. Okay, so as I said, like I haven't shared the course content for SharePoint Administration 2013. I'll be sharing that right after this session. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll be creating a folder for you guys on from where you can access your videos and documents. You can access from there. Okay, no problem, no issues with that. Okay, so yeah, we'll start off. Let's finish off this installation here, 35%. So it won't take much time. It'll be quickly done. So Sumit, are you getting? I think he's is it there? Okay.
I need to create a virtual file, right?
Yeah. You need to create a virtual machine here, and I'll be showing you. I mean, you can just watch this video to understand how to perform this particular activity. And moreover, this is a one-time activity. Once you install these and keep it for yourself, and you don't have to look back to these settings or these configurations again. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I hope you are understanding what I'm showing you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So let me go ahead and see. Okay. So as part of our theory, we have finished creating our virtual machines here. Domain controller server. I mean, they are under process. It will be done in any moment. Okay. And in tomorrow's session, what we'll be discussing is the installation and configuration of SharePoint Server 2012. Sorry, 2013. Okay. And also the same thing, installation and configuration.
Can we use your Azure server so that
No,
for
you
install?
can't. No, you can't use that because that is a trial version, Shweta. You can't use that.
No, you said yours is paid, no? So
No, it's paid in the sense like I have 30 days of trial version, which I have paid for that. Okay, and that is absolutely free of cost. You need to initially pay that, but again that would be refunded to us.
okay.
Okay, you can't. I mean, I can help you out in creating that. If you have a valid credit card, I can help you out on how we can create that.
No,
Okay,
I'll use 8.1 Pro only. I'll check.
on premise. You want
I'll
to use
take
on
from
premise?
you, no?
Yeah, you can take from me. I'll give it to you. Okay. So in case if you do not want to wait, then what I can do is I can share it through TeamViewer. So install TeamViewer on your personal laptop. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will share the ISO image file of it to you.
I just need to install, no? That one.
No,
Run.
you need to. It's okay. I will do it for you. Okay, when we meet up again. So you stay in Mahadevpura only, right? So
Yeah.
it's a little close to my place. So one day I will come and I will install that for you and go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So we are going to work on installation and configuration of the SQL Server 2012 with SP Service Pack 1. Okay. And today what we are going to do is we are going to configure our ADDS. That is creating our domain, configuring Active Directory domain services and creating a domain. Our domain name, you know, right? It's mrf.com. We're going to create this mrf.com. Okay. So this is what we are going to work on today. Tomorrow's session will be completely on the installation and configuration of SharePoint and also the installation configuration of SQL Server. SQL Server, I'll try to install it right today itself, depending on the time that it takes for us to finish off our initial configuration of Active Directory domain services. Okay, fine. So yeah, it's taking a bit of time here, but we got to wait for this to be completed in order to start this process of steps, the configuration of Active Directory domain services. Okay, so that is what we have in store for today's session, and we are going to work on this right after completing this creation of the server. Okay, so initial three sessions would be completely on the installation and configuration of the Windows components. Okay, and later we will be mostly focusing on the real SharePoint thing.
Today you're doing SQL.
Yeah, that's what. If time permits, once we finish off the creation of this particular server, then we can start installing the SharePoint and leave it like that. Okay, because SharePoint to finish it would take minimum of 30 to 35 minutes. But I'll show you the initial setup, that how we are setting this up. Okay, it all depends on our servers to be built, because we are creating 2 servers at a time, right? So one is your domain controller server, and the other one is the application server. Application server, I just created the template and kept it ready. So once we finish off installing this, then we'll start that server. In the meantime, I'll be showing you this particular step.
Thiru, I can use your Azure virtual machine here. I think so, because in our training session we had used
No,
Azure.
you can use that. There is no problem. But see, I have other few sessions that I need to take, right? So I'm giving other sessions on the Azure cloud services. So if the credits that are available are exhausting, then it would be difficult for me to show for other people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You can create. Do you have a valid credit card?
Yeah,
Do you have a credit
yeah.
card? Yeah, using your credit card, you can use that. But again, like that would be for initial 30 days. But I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So I'll show you that in later sessions where we can. Uh,
No, trial version we can do it. That is what I told. Trial
yeah,
version no need to pay.
yeah, that's what trial version. It will. You have to validate your credit card credentials. Okay, for in order to get a trial version also, you need to validate your credit card details. Okay, okay, fine, then we yeah, this is almost done. Let me complete this.
Thiru, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried installing Hyper-V. I'm using Windows 10 Pro only.
Mhm.
I cannot install Hyper-V Revisor or Hyper-V Hypervisor something.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I have Hyper-V management tools,
Okay,
but Hyper-V Hypervisor is disabled.
okay, you can go ahead, go into the services. I'll show you it. Go to the services. I'll show you. I have the host machine here. So
Okay.
I'll go to services.msc. So make sure that the service is on. Okay, if you
Okay.
have Hyper-V Manager, that's then probably your hypervisor also will be running. If it is not running due to some issue, then you can go ahead and start the service. Okay,
Okay.
I'll be showing you that. Hold on, it's not opening up. But not this. Okay, it would take some time, but first we'll finish off this installation. And yeah, now let's go ahead and start our other server. That's the application server. Let's start. Okay, sorry. Let's start it and connect it. Okay, this is our application server now. The same procedure that you followed for your domain controller, you need to run on this as well. This will take some time. Okay. So the same thing, you need to install your server here. I hope you are able to understand this. Shweta, are you able to understand? Okay. Yeah. Sumit, you know these things, right? You worked on this before?
Yeah, I have worked on this. I have worked
Oh,
with Active Directories.
oh, okay, great. So we'll be working on Active Directory now.
Okay.
Same procedure. Fine. So this would take a little bit of time. This server is getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I'm telling about the service applications, see the managed metadata service application, what is it and how we are using that, what are the term sets, term stores, what is the enterprise content types, all these things we'll be discussing in detail with clear-cut examples. Okay, and we are also having a user profile service application. These are the service applications that I was talking yesterday in the demo session, the 5 service applications which are very important for us to work on. We'll be going through that in detail in tomorrow's session. I mean in the following sessions, and especially accessing emails for SharePoint is very important for us. I mean, so how to do that using I mean income, how to configure incoming and outgoing emails. I'll be discussing more about it. We'll not be seeing the Exchange server components that you are seeing here, because again Exchange server we need to have a different server altogether. So that's the reason we don't have to look at that. Okay, and we will be monitoring our how to monitor our SharePoint form using ULS logs and content databases. We'll be looking at it in a more detailed way. Okay, and what are the timer jobs and what is the server affinity, and also we'll be talking more about the IIS web server in a much detailed way. Okay, and what is it, what are the app pools, and what in what way the SharePoint administrator will be interacting with the IIS, and what is alternate access mappings. We'll be looking at it in a more detailed way. And coming to the most important thing, that is the Office web app server. We'll be discussing more about how to prepare the server for Office web apps, and how we can download a Office web app server. All these things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, with clear-cut examples. And finally, we are seeing the migration and upgradation migration of our SharePoint sites from different versions from 2010 to 2013. We'll be looking primarily, and what are the different strategies that we are following. I'll be showing you that. Okay, using different tools as well. We have different tools to look into that. We'll be looking at it as well. And finally, the Office 365. We'll be going through the introduction of it and the basic configuration in Windows Azure. I'll be showing the Windows Azure how to configure that, and also the differences between or what are the components that you would be getting in cloud services and on-premises. I'll be showing you the clear-cut differences between them. Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, you're not. What about the SharePoint designer?
Yeah, SharePoint Designer is part of the site collection that we are working on. Okay, I haven't included the SharePoint Designer in this because that's not a component that will be working. That's a tool. That's a tool that we are using. Okay, that's a tool that we are using for SharePoint. Okay, so definitely we'll be looking at it in a more detailed way. Okay.
Yeah.
SharePoint developer is definitely, I mean, SharePoint designer is very much is an integral part of our training sessions. Okay, we'll be looking at it in a more.
That is used for workflows only, no?
Not only workflows, we create external content types, give permissions to the users, and manipulate the master pages for the custom master pages that are there available for our SharePoint sites. All those things we can do it through SharePoint Designer itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Then I think we have to look into this particular session. Okay. Yeah. So we have our DC server configured. Okay. I mean DC server up right now. Okay. Let's log into the server. Sorry. So I'm setting up the password @123. So set this, finish it, save, view full screen. even this is getting ready. So 79%. Okay. So let's get logged into the server now. Yeah.
What is the full form, MRF?
Yeah, it's a fictional company. Full form would be like a Madras Rubber Factory. It's just that we, yes. I mean, we can. I mean, we can send that. I mean, we can select whatever the fictional companies that we want. We can create that. Okay, in our demo session. No problem. Yeah, MRF abbreviation is Madras Rubber Factories.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our domain controller server. So let's actually change the resolution. It's not so good. Look. Select the appropriate screen resolution, okay, and that will give you the clear idea like what we are doing it here. Say okay, and now we are supposed to configure our Active Directory domain services. Okay, let's go ahead and do that real quick. So this is also like kind of activity which the SharePoint administrator will not do, but it's good to know the things that what an administrator would do, a Windows administrator. Okay. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time, but yeah. So this is the dashboard for each and every server. 1 second, it is loading up. It's taking a little bit of time actually. It all depends on the processor that we have set for this. For the domain controller, we have set 1 GB minimum RAM. So you can see that here. So we are utilizing around 70% of the memory that is being assigned. after this. Okay.
Thiru, actually, my husband he has installed SAP in this thing in my system. Mine is Core i5.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Even mine is Core i5. But may I know which generation it is? Like, is it a third generation, fourth, fifth generation? Which one is that? You don't know? Okay. Which year did you purchase that laptop?
2000. 14.
Okay, 2014. I think it's a
No,
fourth.
15.
Okay, it can be a fifth generation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Then what?
No, he has installed SAP. No, so it will be slow.
No, SAP and both. If you're doing it on the same, then probably I think it might be slow. But if you're doing a, will the applications be running when you're working on SharePoint?
No.
No, right? So no problem. Then it won't be slow. It won't, if as long as it doesn't affect your SharePoint servers that you're creating, then no issues at all.
Okay.
So now we are going to create install the roles here. Let's go ahead and do that. Add roles and features. And yeah, this is a wizard that you can install the roles and features. So you don't want to show this always by default. Okay, next. Yeah. And we are installing a role-based thing. So select next, and let's go ahead and select the server from the app pool. And here we need to select the Active Directory domain services, the second checkbox. Okay, select that. Add the role, add the features here. Select next. Click on next, and install it. The SharePoint, the Active Directory domain services installation is in progress. Okay, so once we finish this, we should be in a position to actually access our domain controller. I mean, we're going to create a new domain for us, that is mrf.com. As I said, we'll quickly start this. So yeah, the installation is going on. Okay, in case if it just started now, so we got to wait for this to be finished. Okay. We have finished. I mean, the installation has been completed. Okay, it shows that the installation has been succeeded on the server. Okay, now we'll go ahead and promote the server as a domain controller. So as soon as you finish, you'll be getting this kind of a warning notification. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start this, and then we will install the what is that? We'll create a domain here. The domain would be like New Forest, and the domain name would be MRF. Okay, mrf.com. We are creating a domain here. I'll be talking about this tomorrow. Okay, we'll do this tomorrow itself. Okay, we'll just
Domain name I can give anything.
Yeah, you can give any name, anything, but it should be in the combination of .com or .local or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be talking about that tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Can you share all that content and this thing today?
Yeah. I'll share it today. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thiru, regarding the payment and all, you share us this thing, no?
Yeah, I'll share you the I'll share you my account details. You can do a wire transfer today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then see you tomorrow, Shweta.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be sharing them. I'll send you a link. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.